Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is all happening, guys? Children of all the ages. This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm coming at you live for this late night review of my live review of this week's episode of Smackdown Live, the March 5th, 2019 edition of Smackdown Live, exactly 1 month from today. Well, now it is, March 6th, of course, since it's 1:29, almost 1:30 here in the morning here my time. So it's exactly 1 month from today. I will be, well, actually, think about it. Yes, actually, technically, around this time, in 1 month, on March the 6th, I will be on the Megabus, on the road to New York City for WrestleMania 35. So hyping up as we're probably about 30 days away from WrestleMania, which is freaking awesome. Of course, I am stoked. I am excited. But we had the go-home show tonight for SmackDown Live for Fastlane this coming Sunday on the WWE Network, which I'll be actually checking out this year. Last year, of course, I did check out, but I wasn't sure if I would want to watch it. Still feels going to be kind of a pointless show. I feel like, with the matches we're going to be getting, which we'll talk about that probably tomorrow in my Fastlane preview and predictions, I feel like we can still be up for a solid show. I still feel like a decent show, at least. It could be one of the better Fastlanes, but I'm not expecting anything too special. Nothing like awesome, but nothing like if I would miss this show, I wouldn't, it wouldn't hurt me at all, in my opinion. But overall, I gotta say, this edition of SmackDown was pretty good. Last night's edition of Raw, again, was garbage. It was messy, like from, a storyline perspective and a production perspective as well. It was a mess. Tonight's kind of flow a little bit. And I do get to apologize. This review's coming a little bit late. But again, I went out to visit some friends tonight, and I didn't get to watch SmackDown until I came home and watched the highlights. So that's what I'm going to base off, judge my opinion. But overall, I did a good job again, hyping up for Fastlane, planting some seeds, of course, further down the line for WrestleMania and whatnot. And we got a shocking title change tonight. I was thinking this might happen, but the person who got it, I did not expect it to be him. But of course, we'll get into that a little bit, later on. But we'll talk about this review real quicker. And I know I said I was going to do, I'm pretty clear again on the Kevin Owens direction. I say he's a babyface for sure now. But I'm going to do the Turn Alert tomorrow. I'm doing this review and going to bed because anymore, I've had too many late nights where I'm staying up past 3 o'clock and whatnot anymore. And I got to stop that. It's just for my own thing. I got to stop doing that. I got to, just, get to bed, sleep at a little bit of a better time and stop, staying up late trying to, bust my butt just to get all this stuff out so quickly. Some stuff's just going to have to wait. So the Turn Alert for Kevin Owens, Tainara Conchi, and Ronda Rousey will be coming sometime tomorrow for sure. I'm definitely doing those 3 tomorrow. And of course, along with my 205 Live UK and NXT reviews, and also my Fastlane preview predictions as well. But we're gonna do SmackDown. I'll go to bed. We go tomorrow. Do the Turn Alerts, and then the other live streams will come whenever necessary throughout this day. But anyway, so we're gonna check the live chat first, and we have just Jalen in the live chat. What's up, Jalen? Saying Mustafa Ali is back, and Samoa Joe finally wins the U.S. title. Definitely quite a surprise that last one, but we will talk about it, of course, when we get later on. And the 2 possibilities I see for WrestleMania for the United States Championship, we'll get to that, because that, of course, completely changed my prediction. As, again, I predicted in my card that it would be Andrade and Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. But, of course, we'll get to that a little bit later on. And Mark also just joined us. So Mark saying, you want to know what the sad part of Ronda's heel turn is, which, I look forward to definitely hearing. But I will get into the review, and I'll definitely check out the live chat when I'm able to. So let's get into this. First, the show opened up with a graphic dedicated to King Kong Bundy, who unfortunately passed away within the past 24 hours, unfortunately. So definitely rest in peace to King Kong Bundy's soul. Of course, remember having, of course, was watching WrestleMania when I checked out WrestleMania 2 last year, and I saw that he faced Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 2 in that match. I believe that was him, or was it someone else? I always get him and Bam Bam Bigelow mixed up, but I believe that's who it was. So yeah, that started the show. Then we have the new Daniel Bryan making his entrance with his buddy Rowan. I'm sorry, his intellectual peer Rowan coming out. Brian gestures to the Tron, which plays a video package, a recap of what happened in last week's contract signing, with Vince McMahon randomly replacing Kofi Kingston with Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan gets on the mic and says last week he was silent while everyone gushed over Kofi, and then when Vince replaced him, but now it's his turn to speak and ours to remain silent. Rowan tells us to shut up and open our ears so Bryan can enlighten us. Bryan says he's not out here to talk about Kofi. And why would he? He's not a leader. He's a supporting player, which is why he's exactly where he should be, with his buddies, the New Day, on a promotional tour of India. Mr. McMahon was right to replace him, but Bryan doesn't agree with him replacing him with a man who eats copious amounts of pancakes. He gets why we like Kevin Owens, because he's just like all of us. He looks like us, and he's a nobody. But that's what makes him dangerous, because he's a nobody with nothing to lose. But Bryan has everything to lose, being the planet's champion and knowing that if he loses, the entire planet loses. He doesn't want to be called a martyr, but again, he gets cut off by Kevin Owens, who comes out and cuts a really great babyface promo, saying ever since he got injured 5 months ago, he stepped away from being a superstar and just a member of the WWE Universe. He sat back at home with his family and watched every show from his couch. Bryan says that's where you belong. And Owens continues, though, saying, as great as the time off was, it was really great. But it was hard to sit back and watch other people do what he loves, which, is kind of a good transition. Again, and of course, get into the stuff that Bryan says a little bit later on, even during his brief match he had later on. Really, spoke truth and made you think and, feel for Kevin Owens. He felt that way except for when Bryan was out here, because it was just awful watching him walk around like a maniac, talk down to everyone and act like he's above everyone. And if there's something he can't stand, it's people who think they're better than everyone else. And then it got worse when Bryan threw the WWE Championship in the trash, which was the last straw. And at that moment, Owens knew who he wanted to come back against and what he was coming after. He speaks for his family, and he thinks the entire WWE Universe also, when he says that Bryan deserves to get his stupid, consenting mouth shut. He's the one that's going to do it. Bryan says it's not his mouth he should be worried about with all the garbage he shoves down his throat, which, of course, why I was starting to believe that whenever Owens having those promos, eating the popcorn and whatnot, and he's providing wisdom, not empty calories. Owen asks if the intelligent Daniel Bryan is resorting to lowbrow, easy fat jokes. What makes him better? Consuming organic carrots that he can shove up, and then Bryan points out that's lowbrow as well, and that's why people relate to Kevin, who says if he thinks he's like the people because he thinks Bryan is a pretentious jackass, then yep, which I got back to memories whenever him and Sami Zayn started the yep movement, which of course is much more popular than the yes movement right now, because the yes movement is dead. Now we got the yep movement. And of course the crowd is going, yep, yep, yep. He's just like these people. But it's not just that. Like these people, he doesn't have a reality show or a 7-foot-tall backup dancer. Bryan says the only reason Owens doesn't have a 7-footer next to him, which Rowan's only 6'8", not 7 feet tall, is that he doesn't have any friends. Owens admits that it is true. Now he's lost them all, but he admits that it's his fault. And if that's okay, because last week he didn't need anybody to hit him with the stunner and pin him 1, 2, 3. And the bottom line, and he flat said, wink, wink, is that he never meant to take Kofi's opportunity. But at Fastlane, he's going to win and take the WWE Championship from him. Owens then runs in and attacks Rowan. Low bridge. Bryan gets in and hits a double leg into a moon-mounted punches. He gets away. He gets the stunner blocked. And then Rowan hits a claw slam on him. And that's how the segment ended, which, again, was an awesome segment by Kevin Owens. Definitely giving the babyface man, kind of like what Noam Dar's story coming back from his knee injury several months ago, saying how, he's appreciating this, these opportunities he's getting because it's what he actually loves to do. But of course, later on, Owens had a match with Rowan, which we'll get to shortly, and Brian was saying stuff like how Owens was lazy and relied on pretty much other people to do his work. Basically, what a typical heel would do, and it's all true. But now it's Owens, who has had that attitude, and goes away for a while, sits back on his couch, and realizes that he wants to do what he loves to do. That's what gives him the passion just to refresh and you go back out there and feel like a big star once again. Again, the only problem I still have with this is, again, this Vince McMahon just had no reason, I felt, it didn't have a good reason to replace Kofi in this title match, though, at Fastlane. Like, it didn't quite make sense to me, Like, how you pick Kevin Owens, but why? I don't get it. Again, I get it. I'm still hoping that they're keeping Kofi's title opportunity until WrestleMania. But it just wasn't good. And again, the thing is too is and of course AJ Styles said something earlier like exactly how I'm feeling. AJ again, if Vince McMahon is taking away opportunities from Becky Lynch like he did, replacing them with Charlotte, now he's taking away Kofi's opportunity. Give us Kevin Owens, but try to make Kevin Owens a babyface. It's just a weird transition there, but still a great opening promo. I still think the match with Owens and Bryan will still be good at Fastlane. Back from commercial, we then see the Usos come out and get on the microphone saying that they became six-time champs at Elimination Chamber. Now they head to Fastlane defending against the best tag team in the world, and they don't know if they can take any more of the bromance. Miz apologizes all over himself and Shane, running around and jumping off of things up to and potentially including the WrestleMania sign, which hasn't happened yet. And worst of all, thinking his shoe game is better than theirs. The point is that Fastlane is stepping in with a true tag team, and the Usos going to explain how they hit harder as a team and welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Out comes Shane and Miz, and Shane says he wants to get right to business. They're making fun of them, but their passion is what makes them the best tag team in the world. Come Sunday, they're going to see who laughs last, and he passes to Miz and says if he loses focus for 1 second tonight, he'll get beat. And at Fastlane, he'll make Shane and his dad proud. And then the Usos attack before we have the match, typical match of one person from one team, one person from the other team, singles match. The Miz wins the skull crushing finale after there was some outside action going on with Jimmy and Shane. But off of distraction, when Jay went to help his brother, Miz came in ready and hit with the skull-crushing finale to get the victory. So, okay, but, obviously we don't know Sunday's going to be the time when it happens. Miz will turn on Shane, and, of course, with Mr. Miz being there, again, my one friend Britt did about a month ago, if Mr. Miz would take part in, Miz turning on Shane, would be pretty darn awesome, I will say. So we'll see what happens, of course, with Sun, but it should be another solid tag match between these two teams. I think they'll definitely knock it out of the park for sure. Backstage, we have Charlotte being interviewed. Says if SmackDown is missing Becky's presence, her hobbling around on a crutch or suffering from a beating, so she's going to invite her here tonight. She says she recounts the stipulation Stephanie set and stumbles on her words a few times during the overwhelming Becky chants and says she wants to see if Becky is man enough to come talk about her physical and mental capabilities. She just wants to have a friendly discussion, you see. Woo! So we got that, of course, later on in, I believe, the last segment of the show. Then we have R-Truth come out with Carmella, still looking pretty darn hot, I gotta say. He says he'll be offering up an open challenge for his United States Championship after break. After commercial, he says he wants to be just like his childhood hero, John Cena, who he went after in 2011, keep in mind, at Capital Punishment for the WWE Championship. It still feels, was that the only time he got an opportunity he actually fought for the championship? Not sure. He didn't realize, though, that John Cena gave open challenges every single week, and he's already tired after doing it just once. But then Carmella says, but like Cena says, you never give up. I'm like, Carmella, you just trashed Cena a couple years ago, though, when he feuded with Nikki Bella. But then Truth says, he also said, you can't see me, but he sees him all the time. on his poster in his bedroom, on his bed sheets, and even in a movie about a car that was also an alien robot, referring to, Bumblebee, which of course got me thinking when he said, you know what? Again, I'm due for a new bed soon because right now there's some issues with my last bed. We had to throw it out. So currently, until I get a new one, I'm sleeping on an air bed right now. But so when I get my new sheets and everything, I want to bring back the John Cena bed sheets definitely for the bedroom. So when they deliver my bed whenever it comes, I'll say, so you're saying you have good service here, right? These beds are great. Then where, oh, where are my John Cena bed sheets? Basically, Robbie, if you were in the live chat and heard that, I'm hoping you would approve of that. But then of course Carmella says she has to be brave, but do it right after this dance break. After the dance break, Truth says the open challenge starts now. And who comes out? Lacey Evans, as her usual stick, walks down, turns around, walks away. And again, I swear, with it happening every Raw, every SmackDown, it's starting to feel like, when will she have to do something more than just that? Yes, she wrestled at the Royal Rumble, and I'll put over that. I thought she had a solid performance in the Women's Royal Rumble. But come on, guys. How many? This is making me feel like Emelina 2.0. Emelina advertisements for 17 weeks just to show up and then say, here I am. And now the transformation from Emelina to Emma, which again was definitely the better role for Emma, but of course it went down the tubes, and now Emma's in ROH kicking some ass and looking good also. But anyway, yeah, I'm tired of the Lacey Evans stuff. It's getting on my nerves. But then Truth says he acts like that counts as a title defense, but Carmella says nope, keep going. But then sure enough, we have not one, not two, not three people answer the open challenge. Andrade was the last one to come out. And I was expecting this to be just Andrade and R-Truth, because Andrade was going to say how last week Rey Mysterio was pinned, not Almas. But that was not the case. Andrade came out last. Mysterio came out between the other two challengers. And the first person actually out, to my surprise, Samoa Joe. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on here? They had the match. Pretty solid fatal four-way match, I gotta say, that they had. It looked like, though, Mysterio that was about to win the title. Of course, there was some good back and forth action, especially whenever it got to, some moments with Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas. Again, they've done so great. They should have a match at WrestleMania. This is towards the end when things got crazy. Whenever Mysterio hit again, I didn't see the whole match. I just saw the highlights, but what I do remember was the flip pile driver that, they do sort of every one of their matches. That's a freaking awesome move. Which then led Ray to hit the 619, does a frog splash, but then Joe breaks it up with a senton and then hits a Uranagi on Almas. And just like that, unexpected, Samoa Joe finally gets his first strap of gold on the main roster. Samoa Joe is now your new United States champion. Because again, I just love it when Ciampa does that. But yes, it's finally happened. Samoa Joe gets gold. I was worried he was never going to get gold. Would have been nice if he got the main like the WWE Championship or something like that. But he still got gold, and you know what? It makes the title feel more prestige. I mean, yes, R-Truth, has been an entertaining act. He definitely deserves the run of the U.S. title, but it wasn't going to last that long. Samoa Joe needed a championship for sure. The guy, has maintained momentum, but he needed it. He for sure needed it, which definitely changed the whole complexion. I thought tonight was going to be the night when I heard the rumors that Truth's going to offer another U.S. Open challenge. Okay, Almas is going to come out saying he was never pinned last week, and then Almas would beat Truth to become U.S. champion. But apparently we're still getting a match with Almas and Mysterio. I don't know if we're getting WrestleMania, but we're getting a Fastlane on the pre-show. We're getting this match on the pre-show, a WrestleMania caliber match, a classic match they put on earlier this year on SmackDown. It's going on the pre-show of a pay-per-view that feels skippable and pointless. But I actually may tune into the pre-show, not like watch the pre-show in depth, but I may turn on the pre-show on Sunday just to see that match. Like I want to see these two go at it again because they just work so well together. But as far as the U.S. Championship, wait, did Joe's interview backstage actually? So I'll get to that in a second. Of where I think one or two things is going to happen with the U.S. title now for WrestleMania. So backstage, we see Becky Lynch hobbling her way into the arena, and she chats the man in a suit. We then get a handicap promo of the New Day amidst their promotional tour in India, announcing that there'll be a fast lane. Okay. Aleister Black comes out, and then they're advertising he's going to be in a match with Ricochet against the Bar later on, because we've seen that match already. But we see Samoa Joe, the new United States champion, being interviewed backstage, saying, folks who thought he could win the big one were just praying unanswered prayers, and now that he has gold, he won't pander to the masses. And he sure as hell doesn't love John Cena. No, no, no. All his opponents will get is disrespect. To all the superstars lying awake at night, having nightmares about him wrestling him, he'll be along soon enough to make them go night-night. Which, again, I just love when he does that. So when he said that promo, and with this whole idea of, like, R-Truth saying that John Cena's his hero, now all of a sudden, Samoa Joe is, like, referencing John Cena. Again, last year, I'm pretty sure we were supposed to get John Cena and Samoa Joe before Samoa Joe got hurt before the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty positive we're going to get that based off that last promo that Joe cut before the Royal Rumble, before he disappeared because that foot injury suffered in that match against Rhino. So hearing that promo, I'm like, maybe John Cena will come back and wrestle Samoa Joe, because that's a John Cena match. I mean, originally I predicted in my match card John Cena and Drew McIntyre, which I want to see. I know we were supposed to get John Cena and Lars Sullivan at first, but of course Lars is not showing up again. I think maybe they're just going to wait till after WrestleMania for Lars Sullivan to make his main roster debut. Maybe him just coming up at this time of the year was just too much for him, and this big push he's going to get. So again, maybe John Cena and Samoa Joe's ready to go. If not, then John Cena and Drew McIntyre, definitely. But John Cena and Samoa Joe, or Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali at WrestleMania, because they do kind of have some unfinished business. And I'll get to Mustafa Ali in a second, because someone, the guy went to the NXT live event actually told me some rumor he heard about why Mustafa Ali is getting this massive push all of a sudden, which I'll get to that when I get to what happened later on. But then we had Aleister Black and Ricochet taking on the Bar, what I thought was a solid match. They won after Aleister Black hit a black mass, on Cesaro, and then Ricochet tags in and he lands, and Black hits a top Conjuro on Sheamus, and then Ricochet has a 630 senton onto Cesaro to pick up the victory. But after the match, Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, the still pointless tag team that don't get why they're together, comes out and attacks Black and Ricochet before the Bar joins in. And out comes the Hardy Boys, and gotta say, Matt definitely looks like he's in pretty good shape. He doesn't look so stiff like he did when he was with Bray Wyatt. But I thought they had a good little beatdown there. So I'm wondering if this is teasing for some type of fatal four-way match or something at WrestleMania for the SmackDown tag titles, which I think with any of these teams, well, except for Nakamura and Rusev, because I don't get them, could be awesome. Which, if that's the reason why they're throwing Nakamura and Rusev together just to get them on the card for WrestleMania 35, it's kind of lame. Again, just lazy writing. Again, this makes no sense why it's to be teamed up. They were literally fighting the day before, and all of a sudden, oh, we're a tag team now. Makes no sense. Of course, again, but both of those guys just run into the ground at this point. Again, returning Rusev heel again was stupid. Nakamura's just been screwed in general. Again, two more guys that definitely need to leave and go to AEW or back to New Japan, wherever the heck you want to go. But so. Yeah, that's what's going to happen there. They came down with this big beatdown. But we got a couple of twisted fates on Rusev and Nakamura. And then off the ropes, poetry in motion, but the bar they'll catch Jeff Hardy, and Ricochet completes it though, hitting a Sasuke special, big special, a corkscrew flip. He does awesome. So again, we're probably gonna get some type of big fatal 4-way match between these guys at WrestleMania. So awesome. We then get a recap of the opening segment, and then we see Brian Rowan chatting, giving each other a pep talk. We then have Mandy Rose looking hot as hell, of course, in that black attire, taking on Naomi. It was a pretty quick match that Mandy basically, squashes Naomi with a collar and elbow. Naomi did shove her off, though, at the beginning of the match. But then Rose floats over and shoves her off. Naomi hits a jawbreaker on the rebound, and then Deville distracts. This is a quick match. Mandy hits a nice-looking, strong knee and hits her Angel's Wings finisher for the finish. After the match, Sonya and Mandy were back upstage when Asuka came from behind them and just kicked both their asses, basically, with, of course, Naomi in the ring like, that's my girl. So, okay, thank goodness. Not Mandy. Asuka's okay after apparently falling on her head at the SmackDown Live event yesterday. So thank goodness Asuka's okay. She'll be in the match on Sunday, but she'll probably win. Then backstage, we have this interview with AJ Styles about Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan. He says WWE title opportunities don't grow on trees, so you take them where you get them. But what happened with Kofi was a mistake, which for sure was. Owens is in a lose-lose situation, and Kofi was straight up robbed. And when I love when he said this. This is exactly how I feel about the McMahon's taking over. The McMahons aren't listening. McMahon said, that they were the authority, but they aren't listening to the WWE Universe like they said they would. Bingo! Which is why, again, I said last night with that Ronda Rousey heel turn, I didn't like how at first it looked like they were trying to make Ronda heel and Stephanie a baby face out of it, which I didn't like that. Like, if they would have just kept the McMahons out of the storyline with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky, the storyline would not be so freaking complicated like it feels like it's doing at times. But anyways, so I love that he said that. They said that this is Kofi's moment. Then Randy Orton, again, rolls up and questions AJ for defending someone else for getting a title opportunity and says he can see why it took AJ 15 years to get here, which, of course, I'm pretty sure after Fastlane, this feud with AJ and Randy that's building up is going to, finally, get to another level, besides just backstage promos after Fastlane. Of course, we're probably getting them in a match at WrestleMania, which also, because again, the only match we see them have one-on-one is their match 2 years ago where the winner would go on to face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. And then we have the match with Eric Rowan and Kevin Owens. Wasn't much except for, again, my part that I remember, well, besides the fact that Rowan actually hit like a single leg drop kick, which I thought looked pretty good for someone I never thought had that great agility. It says Owens out on the floor, and then you hear Brian on commentary just jawing at him, accusing him of being lazy, a lazy coward, which again was kind of true. And Owens is out there to prove that he's not. And of course, he beats down on Daniel Bryan. But then Rowan throws him knee first into the steel steps. Of course, Owens selling off the surgically repaired knees. Of course, then Bryan dismounts him and throwing punches at him and disqualifies Rowan, and Kevin Owens wins by DQ. Brian Rowan continued to attack when Mustafa Ali comes out. It's the first time Ali has appeared since, I think, the match she had with Randy Orton before Elimination Chamber that unfortunately that's around where Ali was dealing with some injuries that unfortunately costed Ali him being in the Elimination Chamber. So he comes out and he does a pop-up drop kick on Daniel Bryan. He dumps the WWE champion and hits a top rope. It's a tope suicida on Rowan. Shrugged off a claw slam and super kicked him off the table with a Frankensteiner, puts the big man face first into the steel post. He gets shoved off a diving knee, though, with a diving knee from Daniel Bryan, which looks freaking awesome. In the ring, double wrist clutch for the stomps. Kevin Owens, though, comes in and makes the save. And then he kicks in the gut and hits a stunner on Daniel Bryan, which I love that Owens is using that stunner. Again, I think it's going to fit very well because I really feel he can definitely pull off a Stone Cold babyface character for sure. Ali and Owen stand together while Brian and Rowan gets up the ramp. So here's my problem with this, though. Again, I want to get back to what I said before. Again, sorry I haven't checked the live chat yet, but again, I just want to get through this review and I'll check the live chat because again, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm pretty tired. So the guy I went to the NXT live event with on Friday told me that he heard a rumor that the reason why Ali is getting this massive, like, main event push he's getting right now is because apparently originally he was supposed to dethrone Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35 because they wanted an Arabian to go into WrestleMania into that their Saudi Arabia show as champion. Now, again, I love Mustafa Ali. The guy's a great talent. Definitely think he can be a world champion someday. But I don't think quite yet. I know, again, Kofi Kingston basically, replaced him. Kofi Kingston's momentum that he gained from the Elimination Chamber was supposed to be Mustafa Ali's, which would work fine. Again, if they do go on with this and give Mustafa Ali the WWE title, I won't be that pissed off. I will not, because Mustafa does deserve this for sure. But of course, people who aren't as familiar with 205 Live are probably going to hate it because they want Kofi. And if New Day was not on their little India tour or whatnot right now, I'm pretty sure, they should have had Kofi, saving Owens here instead of Mustafa Ali. Because now I don't know what's going to happen with Mustafa Ali. Is he going to, get him? If he's going to get involved in fast lanes, he's going to just bypass this result. Because that's why I'd say, if they really wanted to, they can have him feud with Samoa Joe for the U.S. title, either at WrestleMania, or if they wanted to wait and have him win the U.S. title in Saudi Arabia, which again I will not be watching the show because I do not watch any Saudi Arabia shows, and for WWE, then fine. But again, I hate to say it, but again, this is Kofi's moment. Kofi is literally getting the reactions Daniel Bryan was getting in 2014 and 2015. Especially 2014 when he was not in the Royal Rumble match. Like Kofi Kingston has to win, has to be in the championship match at WrestleMania 35. He's got it there. He's earned it. He has the perfect story behind it. He's waited 11 years. Mustafa Ali just got here. He will be a world champion sometime in the next year. I can guarantee you that. Mustafa Ali, if still booked right, even if he doesn't become world champion by the Saudi Arabia show, he will be a world champion today. He can definitely pull off. Again, he was literally the Shawn Michaels of the cruiserweight division. He was that freaking good that I believe he'll be just fine if he does not win the world title yet. Again, I don't feel he's ready also to be a world champion. Kofi's ready. Kofi's been ready for how many years? Overlooked on so many occasions. He needs it. It's his turn. And Mustafa can, they can give Mustafa Ali at least around the U.S. Championship makes that, feel more prestige. So that's what I'm kind of hoping. Again, I was worried at first when I saw that Ali came out to save Owens. When I thought about, and I saw that New Day was on some India tour or something like that. So again, if they only did it because that, okay. But again, Kofi needs to get that WrestleMania title shot. He needs to get it. No excuses. He needs to win at WrestleMania 35 because that momentum is just right there. He's over as hell. And if we really are the authority, if Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Shane McMahon really meant what they said months ago, then they will do so. But right now, I can't believe they fully will because even AJ says the McMahons are still doing whatever they want to. And once again, why I think I had an issue with the Ronda Rousey heel turn, kind of making Stephanie McMahon a babyface also in general, did not work for me. Well, of course, the heel turn for Ronda worked, but the somewhat forced, babyface reaction was supposed to get Stephanie, which I still can't say she's a babyface. That's the bothering me. But anyways, a little spew there. But then we have Ron. I mean, then our last segment was not Ronda. Charlotte coming out, saying she wonders how to attract Becky Lynch and leads the crowd and is chanting for her. And of course, lo and behold, Becky comes out, hobbling on a crutch and gets in the ring, gets a microphone from a crew member and begins saying, "It's good to be back on SmackDown," of course, telling Charlotte that's the sound you hear when the man comes around. She wants to know about her well-being. Well, she'd be lying if she said she wasn't hurting, but that's okay if it's a price to stay inside of Charlotte's head. And oh, she's in her head. And in Ronnie's weird little head too. Ronda can't make up her mind, wanting the match 1 minute and doing her best to avoid it the next, which, kind of is true. The way, again, I'll talk about that a little bit more, of course, when I do my Ronda Rousey turn alert. And last night she hit her with her best, but Becky's still standing. Point over, of course, Ronda's a badass, but so is Becky for sure. And Charlotte knows she's owned her for months and beat her on one good leg. So yes, her ribs may be bruised, her arm nearly broken, and her knee damaged, but damaged people are the most dangerous because they have nothing left to lose, you see. But then Charlotte kicks the crutch out from under her and knocks her down, whipping Becky with her jacket and drags her around and goes after the injured knee, poking her with the crutch, just saying, fight me, fight me. But then she drags Becky into the middle of the ring, but Becky grabs the crutch and turns it around and locks her in a vicious disarm her. And it looked pretty painful. Of course, the referees, come in to pull her off. She's refusing to let go, saying, it's my shot, it's my title. Dragging Charlotte, though, until the Queen finally gets away, of course, and Becky tells Charlotte she'll see her at Fastlane, and Flair just, skulks away as commentary hypes up the pay-per-view, and that's how we go off the show. So, first, I gotta say, Charlotte, first off, you've really been nailing it with the appearance ever since you turned heel. I mean, back to being a heel again, which you're killing it for sure. Looking hot, and even the attire also is really making her look good. Like more good looking than I thought she was at first. But why is she always wearing that Rolex though? Whenever she comes out, even when she's fighting, you gotta be careful. Becky could have easily broken that Rolex. That's a very expensive watch. But again, here's my only problem with this match. Again, they've always put on, Becky and Charlotte have always put on good matches, except for that one they had at Super Showdown. I wasn't a fan of that match. Basically, as a story being told, I wasn't a big fan of that match at Super Showdown. But the thing is Becky's beaten Charlotte how many times? We know Becky can beat Charlotte, even on one good leg in her situation at the Royal Rumble. Which is why, again, I still feel, even though I can't stand her, I kind of would have rather have seen Becky take on Nia Jax, because Nia's the one who gave her the knee injury. Nia's the one that kind of, started this whole ruckus, of, Becky's title opportunity being up in the air because of her physical ability and whatnot, just because of her knee injury and whatnot. And Nia also was the one who prevented the match from happening at Survivor Series. And yes, Becky got her comeuppance, eliminating Nia from the Royal Rumble match and by punching her backstage at TLC. But I still feel you should have a match. And same stipulation, but just something different. Maybe it could actually give, Nia some better momentum, moving forward, something like that. I don't know, but something a little bit different. That's why I put it in my match card. Again, I don't mind another Becky and Charlotte match, but again, my thing is I feel Becky's beaten Charlotte how many times already? We know under any condition Becky can beat Charlotte, whether it's on one leg or not. But still a good segment, I still thought that there was a lot of confusion last night with, at first they were going to make this a championship match, which just didn't make sense. So, hopefully Becky wins Sunday. We get that triple threat match. Make it elimination style. Have Charlotte eliminate, so that way, Charlotte can at least be in the main event WrestleMania. Because again, I say Charlotte definitely does deserve to be in that main event. Deserve to be a main event spot again. I know she's got countless opportunities, but with her talent, I feel she is fated to be in it. Which is again why I said, okay, still make it, though, a triple threat elimination match. Have Charlotte eliminate first. That way, we get the match we won with Becky and Ronda. And Becky gets Ronda to tap out to the disarmer. And it would be freaking awesome. Give it Becky Lynch that amazing, well-deserved WrestleMania moment that she's been long overdue for how long now. But that's SmackDown Live, guys. Give it a B+. Check the live chat. Then I will... And of course, Raw, SmackDown was better than Raw. Let's see what we got here in the live chat. Oh, Mark, they decided to do it when she's getting ready to leave, which kind of doesn't really bother me, though. I mean, it kind of does work because, again, as I said, if Ronda is going to get ready to take a break for a while, they need to, again, explore that thing, how she does not deal with losing well. Like, it's true. Ronda does not deal well with losing. Which, of course, again, 3 or 4 of the Horsewomen are heels right now in NXT. I'm pretty sure you can't make Shayna Baszler a babyface right now. I mean, she's a good heel, not a white heat heel. She's a heat heel, basically. Again, Jess McDuke and Marina Shafir still have their ways to go, though, before I feel that they're ready for the 4 Horsewomen match. But again, Ronda Rousey going to heel route is exactly why I felt she needed to go with this feud with Becky Lynch, and even again with the eventual 4 Horsewoman match for sure. That I will hope to get a War Games match for sure. Yeah, rest in peace, Stud Bundy. Do you think Mustafa Ali will have a role at Fastlane? Again, I'm not too sure. I really don't know. I don't see it happening again. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen at Fastlane. I'd love to see Ricochet and Alistair versus the Hardy Boys. That would be an awesome match for sure. Do you think Naomi will be in Asuka's corner? Quite possibly, I can say yes. If you know, because Mandy's getting a title opportunity, and this could be Naomi fully getting her comeuppance on Mandy. So I could see it happening probably. He still doesn't have any friends. What happened to Sammy? He doesn't have friends having Sammy. Sammy's still out injured, whatnot, and I guess he's going to stay on Raw. I don't know. Again, I mean, I kind of would. I feel like Kevin Owens is more of a Raw guy. Sami Zayn's a SmackDown guy. I still feel, but honestly, if they bring back Sami Zayn and put him on Raw again, I feel they need to have Owens and Zayn separated from each other for a year. Just 1 year. That's all I ask for. Just 1 year. Then put it back on the same brand together next year if they want to. I think Becky is faking her knee injury because when she tried to put Disarmer on Stephanie, she couldn't do it. But when she put it on Charlotte, she had no problem. Again, I never really thought the story was Becky faking a knee injury. I mean, again, like it was storyline-wise there that obviously, Nia did, run Becky's knee into the steel steps of the Rumble, and obviously would have done something to her knee. I don't believe, even storyline-wise, Becky would fake a knee injury again. Like some of the stuff that if they try to get us to believe Becky would do, it's like, no, like Becky is not doing that. Like, we all know Becky, is like full of her pride, and she wants to literally just do whatever she has to do to get to the top, which is why, of course, we love her. So, again, I still can't get behind the idea of Becky faking a knee injury. Just my opinion, though. R-Truth should have taken the title and ran, probably. And yes, the Lacey Evans thing is making myself banging my head against the wall as well. Yeah, I'm especially looking forward to that Randy and AJ match. I hate the commentators talk during Mandy's entrances. Can't they be quiet and let us enjoy it? Yeah, exactly. It's one of the hottest entrances for sure. Again, because Mandy Rose is one of the hottest women I've ever laid eyes on. Yeah, he gave SmackDown a B, and that it was better than Raw, for sure. But thank you, Mark, for joining me live, and for Jalen as well. Again, guys, tomorrow is going to be a pretty busy day on this channel. Again, I'll get the turn alerts taken care of. I'll review 205 Live, NXT UK, and NXT, and hopefully also do my Fastlane predictions. So if all goes well, we can see 7 videos tomorrow for wrestling content, at least. Again, I'm still trying to get some baseball content out there, definitely with the signings of Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, and get my preseason baseball predictions as well, since March is already getting ready to get into the second week of March. So we're going to get a lot of stuff taken care of. Again, continue on also with my video game Let's Plays with Adam Project, and I just started Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets a couple days ago, which I will definitely get back to that as well. So guys, as always, a lot of content coming to this channel. I don't know if I'm going to have any live reactions I'm going to do this Sunday for Fastlane. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll think of some, but, I'm not sure yet with that. Again, I'm expecting like at least a decent, a solid wrestling show, but I'm not really expecting much to come out of it, really. But we'll talk about that, of course, in my Fastlane predictions video. Once again, guys, I'm going to head out, go to bed now. Look great to SmackDown Live. I gave it a B+. Enjoyed Raw more, of course. But leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap like on the video, subscribe, comment on my channel, follow me on Twitter, Domain93. And guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for my big group of videos, if you want to put it that way. So until then, guys, have a great night. Get some sleep. Peace out, everybody. See you all later.